Hi everyone, Mr. H here. This is part 1 of chapter 2.3, Leadership and Management. In this part of the presentation, we will introduce the concept of leadership and its relationship with management. So let's get started. In every organization, not just business organizations, but in every human organization, we need people who make sure things happen. People who will make sure that everybody else is doing their tasks, their thing in the right way, and making sure that everything is working properly in the organization. We need people to make the decisions. We need people to give instructions. We need people to take the lead. So either leaders, bosses, managers, supervisors, we need these people in organizations to make sure that everything is running properly. Now, in 1916, a famous French engineer and executive called Henry Fayol proposed that every single good manager uh, has to accomplish five key functions. We call them the key functions of management. So he said that every single good manager should plan. Okay, it's an important function, planning, which is about deciding the structures, the steps, the people that we actually need before everything is put to work. It is also in charge of organization. Is in charge of organizing who does what, which resources we're going to use, how much of them, how many of them, etc. Is about is also commanding. Is also giving instructions. Okay, good management is also telling people what to do when it is required. It is also coordinating, is also connecting people, connecting the resources, uh, deciding where exactly and when exactly everything happens to make sure that everything runs properly. And finally, it's about controlling, it's about supervising, checking that everything is going in the already planned order or sequence. So these are the five functions that every single good manager should be following. However, right now we have different views about management and its relation with leadership. Because when we think about leadership, then we go a little bit farther than just the organizational or managerial functions. Some people actually believe that management and leadership are two separate concepts or two separate realities. So some people say that management is more like a task oriented activity. It is about coordinating, it is about giving instructions, it is about knowing the how, is about knowing the steps, knowing everything, knowing where everything goes. Is about control, is about supervision. So when we take a look at being a boss as being a manager, people tend to think that we're just talking about a task oriented activity, about the technical, the strategical part. And uh, people then see leadership as a relationship oriented activity. So while management is focusing on the task, leadership apparently is about focusing on the people, on how we connect with people, how we move people. So it's about inspiring people, motivating people, is having a vision, is challenging people to go farther. So look at these two sides. So while management coordinates, as it is shown here, while management decides where everything goes, when everything happens, leadership is about moving people forward to do that. While management seems to be about giving instructions, telling specific steps to people, leadership is about moving people, motivating people, giving people a reason to follow those instructions. While management is knowing the hows, the what's, the why, knowing exactly what has to be done in the job. Being a leader is more about adding vision, looking at the bigger picture of what people are doing in the organization. And well management is having control over specific situations, Leadership seems to be more like um, challenging people to go farther. So it's like management is controlling, is like checking that everybody is doing exactly what they have been asked, while leadership is pushing them a little bit farther than what they have been asked. So even though we can see these two concepts as separate concepts, an actual boss, an actual manager, an actual supervisor is pretty much a combination of the two. Because every single good boss in every single modern business organization, yes, is expected to have it clear in terms of management, in terms of coordination, planning, or organizing, commanding, and controlling. Yes, he has to know everything about the organization and everything about the tasks that are being done. But it is also about connecting to people, moving people forward, inspiring them, and helping them see the bigger picture of what they are doing, giving meaning, purpose to what they are doing. So it's pretty much right now these two things together when we think about being a boss or being a manager. So this is why we present leadership and management as two concepts connected in this presentation. And this is going to be it as part one. But in the following video, in part two, we are going to talk with more detail about specific leadership types, okay? And types of leadership and leadership styles. And we're going to discuss what the pros and the cons are about it. So that's it for now. See you in the next video.